Hi everybody. On November 29th, we've got a glorious new moon in the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a fire sign. It's also ruled by Jupiter, and it can also bring a great deal of joy and inspiration. Now let's look at the main aspects that are going on. Firstly, we've got the square to Neptune going on. So what is it that you need to release, to let go of, to forgive, in order to move on with more joy and inspiration? Maybe somebody's lied to you. Maybe there's been some deception or a betrayal. But maybe it happened a long time ago, and maybe it's just time to release it, however you can release it from your body, so that you can move on with a lighter heart. We've also got Jupiter, which is Sagittarius' ruler in Libra, square to Pluto. This could bring up issues of control, power. I know I keep talking about banks, but I had another interesting experience in a Greek bank, and I spent many hours just trying to transfer a very small amount of money in cash into my friend's account. I had to produce passport, tax ID, tax return, you name it. And this was literally to deposit 130 euros into my friend's account. Well, do you know what? They wore me down. In the end, I went back to my bank and I paid 13 euros in charges. It just got too hard. So there may be some times where, for the sake of being free, it's worth just paying to just get it off your back. What's sitting on your back that you can just sometimes do something that you wouldn't normally do just to free yourself? Because Sagittarius needs to be free. Sagittarius is the sign that would rule gratitude. How can you bring more aliveness into a feeling of gratitude? Because sometimes, when you write in a journal, a gratitude journal, you can start to write and it becomes almost robotic. So what I've started to do is I've started to use little illustrations, I've started to sing, I've started to do little dances to accompany all the things that I feel grateful for every day. And boy, does it give you a boost to your step. For example, here in Greece, I never fail to be grateful for seeing oranges and lemons growing on trees in the street. We never had those in Manchester where I was growing up, I can tell you that. I was working out in the gym, doing a little bit of stretching in the outdoor gym, and this robin came down, a little beautiful robin, and sang its heart out. Teeny weeny little bird, singing for all it's worth. What can you sing about at the time of this new moon? Even though there may be obstacles, even there may be disappointments, what can you sing about? Sagittarius would rule discovery. You see a young child, they're discovering, aren't they? They're discovering the world. What's happening? Everything is their sense perceptions. And as we get older, we kind of get less into that mode. A lot of people, I'm not saying everybody, but more stiff. There's a stiffness. And this new moon is encouraging you to release that stiffness, that heaviness, that pull of gravity, because Sag is putting those arrows into the air. So what are you going to discover? I'm discovering the Greek language, which is ever so difficult, but every day I try to learn 10 new words, and I try to include them in my conversation. Of course, it's hilarious. A lot of the time I get things wrong. But Greek is fascinating. Something I discovered is that words are put together that have distinct meanings. So, for example, the word for a hotel in Greek is xenolochio, which I thought was a terribly difficult word. But when I learned that xeno is foreign and dohio is a container, so a container for foreign people, and it made a lot more sense. So it's bringing that to life for me. Of course, I'm discovering younger men, which is a very nice discovery, shall we say. I'm also discovering that at the age of nearly 60, my body can be more flexible, can be more youthful than it was in my 20s. That the muscles don't have a fixed path around the bone. The body actually can move in many, many, many different directions. What new directions can you move in? What new discoveries can you find about yourself at the time of this new moon? It's exciting. It's about going into space, traveling, allowing yourself more freedom. And I'm reminded of this lovely quote. It's been attributed to a lot of people, Mark Twain one of them, but nobody quite knows who said it. But it's, sing like nobody's listening. Love like you've never been heard before. Dance like nobody's watching. And live like it's heaven on earth. Here's your painting for this new moon in Sagittarius. I hope you have many uplifting, joyful experiences.